Okay, on to page 133, as you can see at the top. Okay, now we're done with the pine forest. We're going to look at our next big ecosystem is the broadleaf coppice. Okay, again, evergreen. Please note that it is evergreen. Let me highlight that. All right, so we don't have a lot of deciduous vegetation here in the Bahamas. This is very much the natural vegetation of the Bahamas. Okay, so it's very much the main type. Okay, the northern islands, wherever there are no pine trees, there are dense thicket. Okay, and that's what coppice means. So again, sorry, that should be highlighted. So it's kind of a dense. Remember, we talked in our Mediterranean vegetation lesson about scrubland. Okay, so thicket is kind of the same. Okay, it's low bushes and kind of thorny, woody bushes that would scratch you if you walked through them all. All right. The most common species are poisonwood, gamelame, pigeon plum, and darling plum. Okay, so they are main types of broadleaf coppice. Okay, again, if you go to the National Trust, okay, the retreat gardens across from Queen's College, you'll find all of those. Well, I'm not sure about the darling plum, but certainly poisonwood, gamelame, and pigeon plum. All right. There's also some very valuable species like mahogany, okay, and the lignum vitae. So there are some other species that are found in this area. Right. In the past, these were used for furniture. Okay, mahogany furniture is very expensive. Mahogany is a very heavy wood. Housing, boat building. Right, but all the best species have now been removed, and much of the vegetation cleared for settlement and farming. So just like we saw before. Okay, a lot of these trees were cut down to be used to make money, to make into furniture, to build boats, to build houses, and then they were cleared so Nassau could be built, and also any farming land that we had historically. So human impacts I've written over here are deforestation. Okay, today then, so we had in the past, today the only real economic use for the coppice is the use of the cascarilla plant. All right, so the bark of this bushy plant is soaked and stripped on islands in the south, mainly the Acklins and Cat Island, and then it is used to make flavors for drinks. Okay, and also as a perfume. Oh, I should have included that. Also as a perfume in cigarettes and things like that, as an ingredient. Okay, it has a very strong scent. So this is our major use today, whereas in the past we had all these other uses. All right. I want to just look a little bit about bush medicine as well. All right. So we can highlight all this as well. We got the prickly pear here. Bush medicine in the Bahamas uses a wide variety of plants found in the coppice. Okay, the prickly pear seen here is claimed to cure dandruff in your hair, reduce hypertension if drunk as a tea, or reduce backache if applied as a paste. Okay, so bush medicine is something that's kind of, it's not medically certified, but it has local belief and practice behind it. So a lot of countries will have individual bush medicine, or alternative medicine it's sometimes called. Okay, so the prickly pear is one we have here, and it's said to do lots of different things. All right, let's move on to the next page. Okay, page 134, as you can see. Okay, one of the popular uses of the coppice, which is also called the bush by a lot of people, is its supply of bush medicine. Okay, remedies for common sicknesses. All right, it refers to things that are found in the bush, plants found in the bush or in the coppice, which are known to be helpful. All right, so again, that is what bush medicine is. All right, so you can underline that. And it's just different plants found in the coppice that people believe through practice have health benefits. Okay, you want to take a little break from reading and underlining. All right, on page 134, you'll see question 2, 3, and 4. Okay, just a little review check. All right, this isn't an assignment. It's not an assignment. How is paper made from Bahamian trees? So I want just a brief description of how. What else can the Caribbean pine be used for besides paper? So what are some of the minor uses we looked at? I want 3. And describe the use of the trees of the coppice in the past and today. So we looked at that on the previous page. So you can have a little go just answering those. Again, do it on your folder sheet under where you've headed up, and put your keywords earlier. Okay? And then we can continue on. Okay, I'm going to continue just here. The bottom of page 134. The mangroves. Alright, now this is important. I'm going to show you some pictures of mangroves as well, because this is an important one. Alright, so there are two main types, or two common types that can live in seawater. Okay, so they've adapted to live in seawater. They're submerged. They're underwater a lot of the time. The red mangrove and the black mangrove. Okay, both have special roots that allow them to breathe oxygen and extract the salt that would be poisonous to them. Okay, so again, I've just put adaptations here. So mangroves live in areas where they're either partially or some of the plant is underwater all the time, or as the tide comes in and out, it changes the level of how much of the plant is underwater. All right. The red mangrove is the most common. It's found on pretty much every island. All right. It has long curved roots that hold it above the water. So the leaves and the bits of that will always be above the water, but the roots will be below water. The black mangrove is most common on beaches and mud flats. Okay. Now what it does to breed, it is a very special adaptation. It sends up breathers called pneumatophores. Okay, that come out of the ground above the root and shallow water and allow it to breathe. So what I've done here is the pneumatophores. Beside that word, I've just put in a little note that says these are like a snorkel that helps it to breathe. Okay, let me just show you that note there. Okay, so that's what you can put there. I'll show you a picture in just a moment. These plants have little economic value, however. They're not very good for making money. Okay, they don't have much value in terms of money, all right? But they're still very, very important. Their greatest value is protecting our coasts. Now in the Bahamas, they protect against hurricane and wave damage, so that's very important, all right? That's one thing they do, okay? And then just another advantage or value of them on page 135, they also provide a habitat for young fish among their roots. So a habitat is a place animals can live and reproduce safely. So mangroves are very, very important, all right? There's also two other types, buttonwood and white mangrove, and they're found behind the true mangroves in most swampy areas. So buttonwood and white mangrove, I've put these grow better in drier conditions, whereas black and red mangroves prefer wet conditions, all right? So the buttonwood and the white mangrove will grow further inland. I'm just going to pause there and show you some pictures of these different mangroves, okay? Okay, so if I can get in here, okay? So first of all, if you can see this picture just here, all right, this is our red mangroves. So you can see here's the water level. You can see why they're called red mangroves. The roots have this kind of red color, and they're big arching. They're like stilts, okay? So they go down into the water, into the ground below the water, and anchor or stabilize themselves there. They grow up out of the water, then all the vegetation is above the level of the sea, okay? This is usually salt water, but the mangroves have adapted to extract or filter that salt out so that they can live. The black mangroves are a bit different. Again, you can see the water levels down here, and this is all the vegetation up high, and these pieces sticking up out of the water are the pneumatophores, okay? They have lots of little holes, okay, and little bumps all along them, and they allow the plant to breathe. That's where the gas exchange occurs, okay? So they can stay above the water. So that's our black mangroves, all right? So that's the difference between our red and our black, but they're very valuable to the Bahamas, okay?